Okay, so welcome all of you for this new video. So today's topic is about active implantable medical devices. So first let understand this active implantable medical devices. So any medical devices which utilize external source of energy, it's called active implantable medical devices. But those external source of energy should not have gravitational energy and human body energy, except other energy. If they utilize except both of these energy, if they utilize any other form of energy, only then they consider it as an active implantable medical devices. Now as we are saying active implantable word we are using, so is implantable durations it could be for a while, like for the days, for the month, or it may be throughout the life cycle of the devices or throughout the patient life, so in that form also these active implantable medical devices can be implanted. Now initially, by the regulatory point of view, these active implantable medical devices covered by the 9385 EEC and 9342 EEC. But right now, due to the new regulation of UMDR 2017-745, it covers under as a class 3 devices. Like this active implantable medical devices has the same requirement as requirement for this class 3rd medical devices. Now you understand the class 3rd medical devices is already high risk devices. It's known as high risk devices. So why we categorize them active implantable medical devices as the high risk devices? So you can understand what is the importance of these active implantable medical device regulations and their requirements. Now why it is a high risk devices? See, first of all, it is implantable. So even for a while or even for the longer durations of implanting durations, this may impart the huge risks to the patient's life, because there are so many forms, so many things can be disorientated, can be damaged in the device, then it can threat the life, life at the risk, like a patient's life at the risk. They can so this is the one of the reason. Now let understand what could be the example of these active implantable medical devices. So for example, the pacemakers are one of the active implantable medical devices which regulate, which help in for a heart to beat. And apart from that, other devices which is used in the purpose of diagnosis, because sometimes some symptoms it may appear for a while, but it may not appear for all the time for some of the disease. So that time how doctor or clinicians will able to detect and understand what is the patient conditions and symptoms. So that so in that situations, clinicians or doctors implanted some of the diagnostic medical devices which is implantable for a while, for a days, for a month, to detect such anomalies inside the body, or they can easily detect the body symptoms, because it's may possible when of the patient going to visit to the doctor and go for the checkup, maybe that symptoms and that signals will not receive, that things get not diagnosed, because that happen at any point of time, it's may possible. So in that case we have to use this, the doctor or clinicians have to use these active implantable medical devices for this diagnosis purpose. So that is the another case. Okay, so one for the proper therapy like pacemaker, which helps in regulating the heartbeat, and another one which helping for the diagnosis for specific symptoms and condition in specific disease or disorders. So that is a few things about the active implantable medical devices. Now as as for, if we want to summarize is what active implantable medical device is. So active implantable medical devices which earlier comes under the 9385 EEC and 9342 EEC, now which is both replaced by the UMDR regulation 2077-45 and making the requirement as the class 3 medical devices. So active implantable medical devices and these class 3 medical devices have the same requirement. So these are the one of the things. So those devices glucose delivering devices, sometimes they utilize the Peltier cells, and these Peltier cells get recharged themselves by patient's body movement, and then they utilize such energy for the other parts of these glucose delivering devices, for peristaltic pump movement or some motor movement, for delivering any insulin or for diagnosing the glucose level. So in that form they utilize. But any kind of energy which utilize, like any kind of energy, electrical energy or any kind of transducers which develop electrical energy by the body movement, those are not much effective. So in general they are not using, maybe very less thing, like very less functioning, for the very low functioning we can utilize such energy, but not for any devices like pacemakers. We can't use, we can't rely on human body energies and all. So whole summary is that, so this is all about active implantable medical devices. You understand what are the active implantable medical devices? They utilize every energies except body energy and gravitational energy. And we understand that initially it comes under the 9385 EEC and 9342 EEC, but right now both directive get replaced by the EUMDR 2017-745, and they have the same requirement as the class 3 devices. So they are equivalent high risk devices. So this is all about active implantable medical devices. Let's meet in another videos of another topic. Till then, bye, take care.